a couple of shutouts. Ryan Dempster last night, and it was Charlie Morton today for the Pirates.
And Charlie Morton probably pitched a game of his life today. He had great stuff. He got ahead in the count and had a tremendous curveball working all day.
And he got all of his run support right off the bat against Ted Lilly in the first inning. Let's check out the highlights. The play of the game actually was a double play ball that ended up not being a double play. Lasting's Millage goes in hard. All the Cubs after the game said it was a clean play.
Yeah, clean and hard, nothing dirty there. No intent on the part of Lasting's Millage to do any damage out there at second base. He just did his job, broke up the double play.
And then the Pirates would add on as Jason Jaramillo knocks in a couple with a double to make it 3-0. An error on the play as well, allowing Jaramillo to get all the way to third. Then Brian Bixler would follow that up with an RBI single. And that would be it. No more runs would be scored the rest of the day. Charlie Morton, after a terrible outing a month and a half ago here at Wrigley Field, was just marvelous today.
And it is appropriately ended on a ground ball to third base on that nasty curveball that he was featuring all day long.
So the Pirates have played pretty good baseball here lately. They've now won 4 of their last 6, and this afternoon ended a 7-game losing streak against the Cubs. The Cubs still 10-3 versus the Pirates this season. Final start tonight for Carlos Zambrano, and how about hour 56, what he did last week against San Francisco?
As long as you get the same result. Carlos, without a doubt, his best outing of the year, went 9 strong innings, gave up only 2 hits. There's an old saying in the game, if you shut the opposition out, drive in a run, you can't lose. That was the case for Carlos against the Giants.
He actually knocked in 2 that night, as he was better than Tim Lincecum, just dazzling in a game that took less than 2 hours to complete. For Pittsburgh, it'll be Jeff Karstens. That's why it was so important to get the 9 innings out of Charlie Morton, because Karstens making just his second start coming back out of the bullpen. So it's a game 3 of this 4-game series tonight, with game 4 tomorrow night. Cool temperatures, but a nice night for baseball, as Cub fans hoping for a doubleheader split. We'll have game 2 of this double dip coming up next.
Reinventing the vehicle that invented it all. Menards. And Menards, you'll find big lumber yards, big selection, and big savings. McDonald's of Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. Honda. Test drive a 2009 Honda today at your Honda dealer. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Dedicated to giving you the security to experience wellness everywhere. And by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on.
The first 10,000 fans entering the ballpark tonight getting MetLife Snoopy dolls. MetLife is a proud sponsor of the Chicago Cubs. Good to have Snoopy in the ballpark. And again, everybody bundled up. It's a cool night on the final day of September. And let's look in on the Pirates Southwest starting lineup. They got 4 big ones in the first. That was it for game 1. McCutchen in center leading it off. Andy LaRoche cooled off in that first game. He went 0 for 4, but he's been hot lately. Garrett Jones leading all major league rookies in home runs. Domit gets his first action today. Millage, the big play in the first in the opener. Moss in right. Delwyn Young, bad numbers against Big Z, but Ramon Vasquez has done very well against Carlos, and Karstens does the pitching.
Quick look at the Cubs defensively. Hoffpauir, Fuld, and Reed Johnson across the outfield in game 2 today. Baker, Terrio, Fontenot, Lee across the infield. Coy Hill catching the second game for right-hander Carlos Zambrano.
And his first pitch is just outside to Andrew McCutchen. 28th and final start of the year for Zambrano, looking for his 10th win. McCutchen fouled that one off himself. Kind of hard to believe. Zambrano has just 2 home wins all season. But the Cubs are 18-9 in his starts. So basically they've won 2 out of every 3 of his starts this season. Partner, we're going to hit the 40s tonight. It's exactly 50 degrees at game time. Wind out of the east at 6.
If you ask me, we hit the 40s a long time ago. It's been very chilly here at Wrigley today with that wind blowing straight in off the lake. Good weather to pitch in.
Cubs are very close to clinching second place in the division. 3-2 to McCutchen. One more win or a Milwaukee loss, and the Cubs will have clinched second place. They come in at 82 and 75, high in the air, deep left center. And nobody catches it. A collision out there between Hoffpauir and Fuld. The throw comes in, and it's going to be late. A stand-up triple for McCutchen. Hopefully everybody's all right. Right near the 368 sign, the 2 outfielders collided.
You see Hoffpauir and Fuld getting to the spot.
Oof.
Oh, man.
Sam flying into the wall.
Michael Hoffpauir catches him with the right forearm across the face, first of all, driving him back into the vines. Man, oh, man. McCutchen motoring all the way. Speed is one of his best assets, and he will get to third base standing up. You just hope everybody's okay out there.
You have a feeling Sam Fuld's going to feel that one, if not immediately, and might have a fat lip. He's going to feel it tomorrow for sure. He plays borderline recklessly out there, which is a compliment, but you want to keep him healthy.
And once again, you wonder what kind of communication was involved out there between Fuld and Hoffpauir, 2 guys that have not played next to each other very often in the outfield, I'm sure.
LaRoche swings and misses, trying to knock in that first run. We had the graphic in game 1. In the first 12 games of this season series, the Pirates had scored just 2 runs in the first inning. Well, they got 4 today. Trying to jump on Zambrano here in game 2. Inside, 2-2.
You talk about that 4-run first for the Pirates in game 1. Ted Lilly went on to pitch 6 innings of 2-hit shutout baseball, striking out 7, and he had far less than his best stuff today. I thought it was a masterful performance after that first inning, and that wasn't all his fault.
Swing and a miss. 1 away.
I mean, any pitcher in the major leagues, or at any level for that matter, will tell you when they've got their A stuff and they go out and take the mound, and they expect to do well. But when you go out there and you have the stuff that Ted Lilly was featuring today, you just hope to get through each inning without anybody getting hurt. He was throwing his fastball up there at 79, 82, 84. Didn't have his curveball at all today. Never found a grip on that pitch. He did throw a few sliders later in the game and some really good straight changeups, but that's a mark of a true pitcher to figure out a way to keep your team in the ball game after a rough first inning.
A ball and a strike on Garrett Jones. He played right in the opener. He's at first base in game 2. I mentioned the Cubs at 82 and 75, 8 back in the division. The Pirates 60 and 97. They're in last. Z needs that strikeout pitch here with a runner at third and less than 2 outs. He fanned LaRoche, and he'd like to do the same against Garrett Jones. Ryan Domit on deck. McCutchen with a leadoff triple, his 9th of the year. Ground ball, nice play, Derek Lee, and he's going to step on first and keep McCutchen at third. Derek back in the lineup after fouling one off his foot last night. There was that little look he gave McCutchen. Looked like McCutchen wanted to try to score, but then he couldn't.
Well, and Derek Lee keeps his presence of mind. Not only does he stop the runner at third, but he has to go get the out himself at first base. Right there is when Derek took a look at him. McCutchen had no choice but to stop and go back to third, and fortunately Derek was able to get to the bag at first because Big Z was slow getting over there.
2 down, it's Domit. Fouled back. He's the only guy from the 2008 Pirates opening day lineup still with Pittsburgh. Inside 1-1.
Doman's another guy that's had a fair amount of success against Carlos Zambrano. 5 for 14 lifetime. That's a .357 average.
A reminder, tonight's telecast is presented in high definition, and it's brought to you by Comcast. Nothing like the friendly confines of Wrigley Field in beautiful HD. The 2-1. Now it's 2-2. A Pirate fan has made her way into the ballpark. The old school Pirates cap. Just outside, according to Dan Bellino, the home plate umpire. Saw James Hoy work the plate in game 1. He's off for the nightcap, and Bellino filling in.
Borderline pitches already that have not gone the way of the pitcher. We'll see if that trend holds up throughout this ball game. Carlos has missed. He hasn't missed by very much. A couple of cutters on the inside part of the plate that were judged just off the corner.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. We'll do it again.
I'll tell you one thing, in his last start against the Giants, there were very few at-bats like this. Giants were very aggressive against Big Z. A lot of early count swings. A lot of very quick pitch innings, 6-7 pitches. He had his team back in the dugout.
Ball 4. So Domit walks. We'll keep it alive for Lasting's Millage. Everybody I talked to in the Cubs clubhouse, they said it was a clean play. It was a hard-nosed play by Millage, but they said if it was our guy, we would have given him a high five in the dugout. They had no problem, and Ryan Terriel told reporters, and I think you talked to Ryan, said, nope, it was clean.
I mean, you could clearly see Millage was close enough to the base that he could reach it with his left hand. He didn't go after Terrio with his cleats. He went after him with his legs, just trying to sweep him. Our Coors Light freeze cam will take a look at that play at second base. Slow hit ground ball to Blanco at second. He flipped to Terrio. You can see the breakup of the double play. It's just a very hard nose, but a very routine play out there at second base on a potential double play.
What it did is it got the crowd riled up, and they booed Millage every at bat after that. But that was no doubt the play of the game.
If the Cubs were able to turn that double play, they get out of the first inning unscathed, and it's a completely different ball game.
He was able to hold up, according to Jim Wolf at first. Bill Welke's at second. The crew chief Tim Welke's at third tonight. And the aforementioned Dan Bellino calling balls and strikes. Not sure how many fans were here for game one, but I ran into one fan across the street in between games. He just was hanging out in Wrigleyville all day. Pretty good place to be. A base hit into center, and the Pirates get on the board first. Throw's going to go to third. Domet's going to get in. Millage knocks in McCutchen, and it's 1-0.
He's a little surprised. He reared back and threw his best high fastball, and Millage tomahawked it right back up the middle of the field. You don't expect that kind of aggressive swing against Carlos when he elevates that fastball.
Brandon Moss skies it foul. Well, let's just hope the trend of shutouts does not continue. The Pirates already leading. First two games of the series have been shutouts. Complete game shutouts. Ryan Dempster in game one and Charlie Morton in game two.
Well, I'm betting against that shutout. Jeff Karstens went almost 3.5 months between starts. Now, he did have 26 appearances out of the bullpen, but only 3 innings pitched in his first start in 3.5 months, and I don't believe he's going to be extended too much past that tonight.
It was the 30th pitch of the inning. Into left, Hoffpower is going to get it waist high on the move to end the inning. 2 hits, a walk, 1 run, and 2 left. Pirates 1, Cubs coming up. Back in there after sitting out game 1.
Take a look at the Pirates defensively. Millage, McCutchen, and Moss across the outfield in game 2. LaRoche, Vasquez, Young, and Jones across the infield. Brian Doma doing the catching for right-hander Jeff Karstens.
12th start. He's made 26 relief appearances, just 3 innings in his last outing. He had been working in the bullpen, but is now in for Ross Ollendorf, who was done for the year because of his innings count. 0-2 quickly on Sam Fuld.
You saw the low strikeout total for Karstens. Just over 100 innings pitched this year. He's had only 49 strikeouts, so obviously a guy that's going to pitch to contact. He's got a good tailing fastball and the overhand curve so far here to Sam Fuld.
He's from San Diego. Base hit right field. Fuld aboard. A 1-2 pitch. Smacked it into right.
Stroke by Sam Fuld. Got a fastball in the middle of the plate up a little bit. Nice quick swing. A lot of hands at the end of that swing, driving it through the right side.
Terrio with 4 walks and a hit last night, and 3 hits in game 1 today of the doubleheader. An excellent series offensively. Pulls the bat back. Now he has been caught stealing 3 times in the series, but twice were as a result of a strike him out, throw him out double play. One 1-0 to Terrio. The Pirates leading 1-0. We're just underway. Karstens recently turned 27.
Stocking caps are a big seller tonight.
I don't think he's selling them. Go to first, Fuld back. Karstens was drafted by the Yankees out of Texas Tech University in 2003, 19th round, and came over from the Yankees to the Pirates in July of 2008. Texas Tech. You know what that is? I just looked it up. I wasn't quite sure, but I guessed Lubbock, and I was right. Enrollment 24,000.
Red Raiders?
I think that's right. Ground ball to short. Vasquez, Young, Jones, a double play. We have a new double play combo. Actually, they've had a different double play combo all 3 games of the series. Kind of mixed and matched.
I was down in the clubhouse before game 1 today when Derek Lee came walking by in street clothes, headed out to get the x-ray on that foot that he fouled the ball off of the other night. Everybody hoping for good news, and it is good news. Derek Lee back in the lineup for game 2.
And I think the reason he had the x-ray, Ryan Dempster and Reed Johnson, who suffered broken bones on their feet, and I think in both cases neither thought they had broken anything, so might as well check it out.
the foul ball we were talking about in the game last night. Ouch. You know how he got to the hospital to get the x-rays?
Oh,
a tow truck.
Tell this is game 2 for you today. Nicely done. He had to foot the bill.
Yes, he did.
Line shot in the left. Derek not running particularly well, and that'll be a single. Not going to push it. I'm telling you. Wondered the other night, when is he going to get his first stolen base? He came up with a big steal in front of the Jeff Baker home run. Hurt his neck, and now his foot. So I think that's the only stolen base he's going to have this season.
I think so, judging on the way he went down that first baseline. Just not much there to push off of right now. Very gingerly rounds the bag at first and content to stay there with a single.
And now one hit away from 1,700 in his major league career. Ball 1 to Hoffpower. Played first earlier, now is in left.
Carson's one of those pitchers that isn't overpowering with his fastball. It'll sit between 88 and 91 miles an hour. We've seen that good curveball. Ball's fouled out of play on the third base side. The wind will push it up into the stands. And these are the kind of guys that Micah Hoffpower, it's usually right in the middle of his swing. Those mid to high 80s fastball guys, if he can get a count in his favor where he can look for that heater, that's when Micah's had some really good games this year.
Karstens has a side from Domet. Short lead by Derek.
Ooh, get off me, ball. Fastball continued to run up and in. That was kind of a self-defense swing that time by Micah Hoffpower. Started the bat, and that ball just kept running up and in. Get off.
Another pop up. Domet trying to find enough room, and he's going to have it. 2 hits, 1 left, but no runs. It's 1-0 Pirates after 1. Confines has something for everyone. Each tour includes visits to places like the press box, clubhouses, dugouts, and much more. Tours are available on select dates throughout the season. Tickets are $25, and a portion of the proceeds benefits Cubs designated charities. For more info or to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com. Delwyn Young is looking to find any sort of success he can against Carlos Zambrano. A little surprised he's in the lineup. He's 0 for 7, 6 strikeouts and a walk versus Z. But he's in there and been battling the flu. He had 2 hits in the series opener Tuesday evening. Well, the guy on deck, not a shock at all. He's in the lineup. Ramon Vasquez is 5 for 12. Plus 3 walks against Zambrano.
One guy that might have been in the lineup tonight had he not been injured with some hamstring issues, Ronnie Cedeno, 2 for 3 against his former teammate.
Bounced up there, 2-2. Zambrano has won 4 straight decisions against the Pirates over his last 8 starts, 11-6 lifetime. He has the highest winning percentage at .612 among all starters in Cubs franchise history. 104 wins, 66 losses as a starter. 105 wins overall. Where was that one? 3-2.
Tight zone tonight. Not where Coy Hill catches it, where it crosses the front of home plate.
Infield pop fly taken by Fontenot.
Even when he gets the outs, the Pirates are really making Big Z work tonight, unlike his last start, as I mentioned, against the Giants, when it appeared that they couldn't get their at-bats over with quickly enough.
Maybe they went to the same concert you went to.
Going to see Living Color Friday night.
Vasquez playing short. His right knee has been bothering him lately. Bouncer to the right side. Fontenot will toss to lead. Two in the bag, and here comes Karstens for the first time. One out of 19 this season, 3 for 33 in his career. Without an extra base hit, no RBIs. White Sox lost the first game of their doubleheader in Cleveland, 5-1 today. And they're up 1-0 in the bottom of the 7th in the nightcap. That was not a split doubleheader. They started a couple of hours after we did, and almost got 2 full games in. Called strike 3 to end the inning. Second strikeout for Z. Bottom 2, Baker, Johnson, and Fontenot. Cubs trailing 1-0. 400 and asking for the Cubs convention rate. Weekend passes go on sale in early November. For more information, visit Cubs.com. Jeff Baker looking for his first hit of the day, playing third once again for Aramis Ramirez. 1 ball, no strikes. Karstens working fast. 1-1.
Baker did hit a couple balls hard in that first game. He lined out to right field in the third inning. Also hit a couple of hard ground balls, unfortunately, right at Pirate defenders.
Baker went to Clemson, as did Tyler Colvin. They went there a little later than Jeff did. Clubs it to left, and it's going to be past Millage for a double.
Another situation where the Pirates bunched their outfielders toward the gaps, and it cost them. I'll tell you, the Cubs have had at least a half a dozen or more hits taking advantage of that defensive alignment that the Pirates choose to use in their outfield. If you haven't been with us in the previous games against the Pirates this year, they have a philosophy of playing their corner outfielders a little closer to the gap, giving more room down both lines. And the Cubs have really taken advantage, especially down into that left field corner.
Reed Johnson choking up a little bit on the bat as he bounces to the right side, getting Baker to third with 1 out.
Well executed there by Reed Johnson. Just wanted to find a way to move Baker to third base. He gets a fastball out over the plate, exactly what he was hoping for. It's just like playing Pepper with the second baseman. Hit a hard ground ball to the right side. Ideally, it gets through and you get an RBI, but at worst, you move a teammate to third base and give Mike Fontenot an RBI opportunity.
The Cubs looking for their first run since the 4th inning of Game 1 of the series. Fontenot had been in a hot stretch, but 0 for 9 over his last 3 games. Mike came over in the Sammy Sosa deal prior to 2005 from the Baltimore Orioles. Ball and 2 strikes. Jerry Hairston Jr. also involved in that deal. There's a minor league pitcher, David Carruthers, came over. Ground ball, base hit, tie game. Fontenot knocks in Baker. 43rd RBI for Mike.
Well, if the Cubs dugout is like any other dugout I've been in my playing career, somebody in there is telling Reed Johnson, you get a half an RBI for that. He moved Jeff Baker to third base with 1 out in the inning and forced the Pirates to draw their infield in, and Mike Fontenot able to hit a ground ball through the right side to plate the run.
Still only 1 out. Fontenot at first and a 1-1 tie. And the pitch to Coy Hill. Wide for ball 1. Easier for him since the hand injury a couple of off seasons ago to bat left-handed with the right hand, the bottom hand, over the knob of the bat. A little bit more difficult right-handed. They get 1, they get 2. Nifty double play, 3-6-3 to end the inning. But the Cubs do tie it up on the Fontenot RBI. It's 1-1. Helsinki, Finland. Don't miss. Jonathan Taves lead the crew against the Florida Panthers. Coverage begins with Chevy Blackhawks pregame live. Hockey returns to your living room for the battle between the Hawks and Panthers live from Helsinki, Finland. Friday morning at 10:30 right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend. He shoots, he scores. At Nettie.
Looking forward to that.
1-1 to McCutchen, who tripled and scored the first run in the opening inning. This season will end a streak of 6 straight years of at least 13 wins for Carlos. And he had won at least 14 over the last 5 seasons, but he does have a chance to get the double digits for the 7th straight year. McCutchen is on again, this time via the walk. The MetLife blimp Snoopy 1 is overhead tonight to celebrate the culmination of the MetLife Wrigley Dreams sweepstakes. MetLife gave Cubs fans the opportunity to live out some of their baseball fantasies, like a chance to throw out the first pitch at tonight's game. Outside corner on a fastball at 90 to LaRoche. Been a busy man at third this season. This is his 139th start at third, most by a Pirate third baseman since Aramis Ramirez at 155 starts in 2001. Touch and fake towards second, and LaRoche really aired it out. 0-2. Sometimes you fake a stolen base, it can mess up the hitter, but LaRoche was keyed in on that pitch.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was trying to hit behind the runner right there. He saw a pitch up in his eyes he wanted to take a hack at, and Coy Hill saw the bluff start down at first base by McCutchen and came up ready to throw for a possible pickoff attempt.
Excellent slider by Z to get LaRoche.
Obviously, Z had it all working that start in San Francisco, but especially that slider. That's a pitch that kind of comes and goes for him throughout the course of the season. a lot of ball games he has to rely on his sinker and his cutter and his splitter, but last time out against the Giants, and that at bat right there to LaRoche had the good slider working.
Garrett Jones, ball one. Is it tougher for an organization? Well, those blankets are going fast. Mike's selling out.
Sure, there's more where that came from.
Is it tougher for an organization to evaluate the season of a guy like Garrett Jones, who, by the way, is from Illinois, born in Harvey, and went to Andrew High School in Tinley Park, putting together a Rookie of the Year type season? Is it tougher to evaluate him because he was a minor league free agent, been around, he's not a prospect. And he's in his late 20s.
Well, obviously there are guys that are late bloomers for whatever reason. They don't seem to really physically come into their own until their late 20s. And I think you have to take into consideration playing on a bad team too. Now I personally think that works in Jones' favor. I mean, he's had a different guy hitting behind him in the lineup just about every game this year. He's just quietly gone about his business. I mean, for some organizations, he might still be logjam in AAA, but because it's the Pirates, he's got an opportunity to play, and with more at-bats, he's gotten more consistent with his at-bats. I'm not sure if Garrett Jones will ever blossom into a superstar major league player, but from what we've seen this season, he can do a lot of damage. Hits the ball hard.
He walks 2 in the inning. And I guess, the other question is, if they're on a bit of a long-range plan, and Neil Huntington, their GM, has made a lot of trades dealing away veterans. As I look at their roster, I see a few guys born in 1981. Ryan Doumit, Garrett Jones, and a couple of pitchers. Basically, he's one of the oldest guys on the team. Right center trying to split the gap, and he will. And Doumit's going to knock in at least one. Jones trying to score behind McCutchen, and he will. Ryan Doumit with a 2-run double to make it 3-1.
Doumit, the offensive force behind the plate for the Pirates. We talked about some of his defensive misgivings the other night. Had trouble corralling some of the pitches, but he can swing that bat, especially from the left side of the plate. Hit that ball to the gap with authority.
Millage with Doumit at second, and the Pirates leading by 2. Strike 1. I forgot about Ramon Vasquez, but obviously, part-time player at 33. But does Jones figure into their equation in 2 or 3 years? And if not, it'd be interesting to see what sort of trade value he would have. And then, you want to bring him back. I assume he, on a minor league deal, he needs to be re-signed next year. How much money is he worth? These are all interesting questions.
Yes, indeed. And I mean, you never know what's going to transpire in the future, but you got to believe his value is as high as it's going to be, at least in the near future. Coming off a possible Rookie of the Year campaign.
Well, if you're going to trade Nate McLouth, you would think they would consider trading Ryan Doumit and Garrett Jones at some point. We got to take the plastic bag off Snoopy's head. It's not good for him.
He's just trying to stay warm.
Bounced foul.
And I don't know Garrett Jones well. I know Ryan Doumit a little bit, but they may be the kind of players that the Pirates would want to keep around as mentors to the younger players, guys who have been there when the Pirates did have a much more veteran ball club.
That's a good point. I mean, if Jones was having this breakout year at 22, you definitely build around him and probably sign him to 5 or 6 year deal. Buy out his arbitration. Millage takes a called third strike. Number 4 for Z. 3 have been looking. 2 outs.
That same low fastball he did not get earlier in the game. You just keep hammering that sinker down there around the knees. Whether you get the calls or not, you're going to get a lot of ground balls and a lot of weakly hit balls put into play.
Fouled back by Moss. The Blue Jays lead the Red Sox 10-0 at Fenway Park in the top of the 6th, and Roy Halladay has no hit the Red Sox through 5. He has walked 2. Broken bat, base hit into right. Domet coming around. Johnson's going to throw. Wait. 4-1.
That bat really exploded on Brandon Moss, but he hit it hard enough to get it through that right side pretty quickly. And Ryan Domet, even though he is a catcher, he runs pretty well. Got a big jump out there at second base and scored easily.
Three in to take the lead again, and they now lead by 3. Z kind of he's stretching out his back as Coy Hill goes out to check on him.
Just giving Z a little bit of a breather out there more than anything else. I'm sure he saw the same thing that we saw up here when Carlos stretching out that back a little bit. Ed Halber, the assistant trainer for the Cubs, closely observing Big Z. And one thing we've seen tonight from Carlos that we did not see in his start in San Francisco is that arm angle. He was consistently in a high 3/4 arm slot against the Giants. His pitches had very consistent movement. Tonight we've seen him drop that right arm a few times. Lead some pitches up in the zone. Some of the sinkers flatten out and stay in the hitting zone an awful long time. And he's reminded himself several times already in this game, get on top, get on top. But when he gets in the middle of that delivery and steps toward home plate, he's dropped that elbow down close to his rib cage on a couple of occasions, really flattened out his pitches.
Kick the 2-1. Swing and a miss. It's split. Two walks in this inning, and they've been big ones. Both have come around to score. McCutchen and Jones. They have 3 runs on only 2 hits in this inning. High bouncer. Fontenot comes in to play it and throws to first. It goes 4-3 to get Young. And the inning is over, but the Pirates have their second lead of the night. It's 4-1.
box office.
Only 4 left after tonight. Should come on out. Ball 1 to Zambrano. 4-1 Pirates in the home half of the 3rd inning. Z with 2 knocked in his last start. 11 on the year, 58 in his career. Happy 6th birthday wishes go out to Nathan Schramm from Plainfield, Illinois. Thank goodness there's a fence in front of the Cubs dugout.
Whoa.
That screamer. And right off the fence. Full count, 3-2. Driven deep. Center field for Zambrano, and it's going to be right at the base of the wall for a double. Not a home run type of night with a wind blowing straight in, but he got just about all of it for a leadoff double.
Had to get up on his toes to hit that high fastball. That pitch is about letter high up and out over the plate. He got every bit of it. Just does short off the wall out there just to the right of straightaway center field. Wind blowing straight in.
Sam Fuld, 1 for 1. Still without a run driven in his short major league career. 0-1 the count.
Much like Reed Johnson back in that 2nd inning, you'd like to see Sam Fuld do something to move Carlos Zambrano up to 3rd base. Pick a pitch you know you can pull to that right side of the field, preferably through the right side of the field. Pirates possibly expecting a bunt. LaRoche drawn in at 3rd base. There, Jones way back at 1st.
Zambrano running to 3rd as Young throws out Fuld, so he does what Reed Johnson did, a 4-3 ground out. Chance for Terrio to give the Cubs their 2nd run of the night.
You know, Len, it always seemed to me to be a lot easier for a left-handed hitter to move that runner from 2nd to 3rd. Just roll over. Just get that top hand over the bottom hand. Make sure you roll over and hit some kind of a ground ball to the right side, which is exactly what Sam Fuld did right there.
Pirates will concede that run. It's fouled. Marston's from the stretch. Inside, 1-1. The no-hit bid is over. Joey Gathright, the former Cub, with a single for the Red Sox in the 6th inning.
Did he get picked off 1st base?
He is still at 1st.
Okay.
Blue Jays still lead 10-0. A bunt by Terrio. And he gets an RBI. It's not a squeeze play. Terrio was just trying to make some contact and get that run home. Then he did.
I think that's just a smart at bat. The Pirates were playing back up the middle of the field. The corner infielders are playing way back. As long as you keep that ball away from the pitcher, don't bunt it right back to the pitcher, Carlos could walk home from third base. Pretty heads up at bat that time by the right.
And he gets a sacrifice as well. 4-2. Career high in RBIs for Terrio. Set that a while ago. Now has 54. Derek Lee with a career best 111. Terrio's previous career high was 45 2 years ago. Slicing down the line, landing foul.
Very little chance for that one to stay fair because of the wind blowing straight in from center and the English that had to be on that baseball as Derek kind of carved it down that right field line, but the wind just pushed it foul.
Wind the 0-2, a swing and a miss to end the inning. Cubs get a run. Zambrano doubled and then scored on the sac bunt by Terrio. It's 4-2 Pirates after 3.
Lead it off, followed by the pitcher Jeff Karstens, and then the top of the order Andrew McCutchen.
One pitch is inside. So how many of these pitchers can you name?
Still with their original team or with their original team?
Still. Yeah. Vasquez bounces out to Fontenot. One away. I mean, a guy on the mound, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How about another guy who was on the mound tonight in Cleveland? Mark Burley. The White Sox. Andy Pettit. So that's 3.
Has Oswald won 100 games yet?
Yes.
Okay.
That's 4. Swing and a miss by Karstens. 0-2. Oh, this is easy. Roy Halladay. Got to be one. Well, we're rolling. Well, we try to think of number 6 on that list. We'll thank the Menards grounds crew. They were working very hard between games to get it ready. Well, they worked hard this morning. Double duty. Let's see. McCutchen takes a strike. We'll get it. Bounce to third. No throw. No. Smart play by Baker. McCutchen was going to make it either way, and the only thing there that could have happened is something bad. McCutchen on all 3 times. 2 hits and a walk.
You have to know the speed of that hitter at the plate. If that was a slower runner, Baker maybe takes a shot down that first base line, but you can see McCutchen just streaking out of that batter's box. And Baker didn't initially get a handle on the ball going into the glove there, so no sense risking a bad throw and allowing McCutchen to advance to second or possibly third. Just hang on to it.
Strike to LaRoche. I don't think Chris Carpenter's on this list. I don't think he's had enough years. Oh, he's not. Well, it's not original team. Never mind. St. Louis. Okay. Or John Lackey? Did he have enough games with the Angels? If John Lackey is right, I think we got all 6. Might be our best triumph of the year.
Under the circumstances, that's exceptional.
A good call on Roy Oswalt. Called straight. So now that I believe we've gotten all 6, here's the other question. Of those 6, who has the most wins, do you think?
I've already forgotten who the 6 were.
I would say Roy Halladay of the 6. Well, no, I'd go with Oswalt, actually. I'm going to go Roy Oswalt.
I might actually go with Andy Pettitte.
Okay.
Because he's pitched for all those great Yankees teams.
I think you're right.
All right, who's throwing the most wild pitches? Brother.
Yeah, it's got to be Pettitte.
That would be my guess.
Runner goes. Throw by Hill. Don't think it would have been on time, but we'll never know. Fontenot couldn't handle it. And it's a steal for McCutchen. Well, he has caught his second win here in game 2, hasn't he?
Well, actually, I think if Fontenot hangs on to that ball, they get the out call at second base. Coy Hill bounced that throw into second, which middle infielders would much prefer than a high throw. Yeah, I think he had him if he could have just hung on to that baseball.
Called strike 3 as LaRoche is frozen on a fastball. Tough night for him. He's taken the collar so far. 3 strikeouts. But the Pirates lead 4-2. Can you name them? And you were right. Andy Pettitte with 192 wins. And Roy Halladay real close to his 148th win with the Blue Jays. Oswalt, Burley, Zambrano, and Lackey. And Mark Burley got his 135th tonight in Cleveland. They split that series. White Sox won game 2 1-0 after losing the opener 5-1. Off power pops it up. Vasquez catches it. 2 pitches, 1 out.
I don't know about you, Len, but it's going to take a while to get used to not having Jack Wilson and Freddie Sanchez up the middle for the Pirates. They've been gone for a while, and every time a ball is hit to short or second, my first instinct is Jack Wilson and Freddie Sanchez. Those two were such a great combination in the middle of the field for the Pirates for a long time.
I think that's also part of the reason why they rank so high in the defensive rankings. McCutchen with a beat on it, and he's going to retire Baker. They have an excellent infield coach, Perry Hill, who doubles as their first base coach. I believe Gary Varsho, the bench coach, handles the outfield. But their numbers are excellent, even though they had a rough night last night. There's Gary Varsho, the former Chicago Cub. Wisconsin native, good guy.
Yeah, a lot of people feel Gary Varsho will be on the short list for a number of managers' jobs at some point in the very near future.
Well, I think it settles it that he handles the outfield. He was directing Lasting's Millage to move a little bit more toward the line and left. Yeah, I think you're right. At one time, Barsh was a bench coach for the fiery Larry Boa, another former Cub, when they were in Philadelphia together.
And I think as a bench coach or any coach for that matter, the more managers you work under, the more styles you see, the more things that you see that you like, that you see things you don't like, and that's how any manager develops their own style. You learn from the people that you work for and the people that you compete against, and you take what works for you and discard what doesn't work. And Gary Varsho has had a great opportunity to work for different managers with different styles.
5th round pick of the Cubs in 1982. To the University of Wisconsin, Oshkosh.
Bagash.
0-2 to Johnson. Floated down the line, but foul. Reed was activated from the DL a week ago Monday on the broken foot. He's gone 3 for 7 with 2 doubles and 2 walks since his return. Another 0-2 pitch, just missed on the curveball. This has popped up and will be playable in foul territory for Jones, who one-hands it, and the Cubs go down in order for the very first time. We've completed 4 in game 2. The Pirates are going for a doubleheader sweep, leading 4-2.
Chicago.com, brought to you by Toshiba.
A cool but a beautiful night on the north side of Chicago. Good eats and some Cubs baseball. Fifth inning now. Called strike to Garrett Jones. 0 for 1 with a walk and a run. Speaking of defense, Mike Quaddy does a great job configuring the Cubs outfield. Alan Trammell, Ivan DeJesus work tirelessly with the Cubs infielders. Tram, the bench coach, and Ivan, the special assistant to Lou. I know one thing, Bob. If I were a middle infielder, I'd want Alan Trammell and Ivan DeJesus to tell me what to do. They could both pick it.
It's kind of interesting. The further away you get from the bat, the bigger your adjustments are. Obviously, an outfielder, if you want to move a guy, it's not unusual to see an outfielder move 5, 6, 7 steps when the count goes to 2 strikes on a hitter. An infielder maybe move a step or 2 as Jones goes down on strikes. Catcher might move an inch. Slide out on the corner 1 inch. Slide on the other corner a couple of inches. The further away you get from the bat, the bigger your adjustments are defensively.
Who was your mentor or the most important person in your professional career in terms of your catching? Do you have anyone in particular that you really learned a lot from, whether it was a teammate or a coach?
Well, I learned a lot from Roger Craig as a manager because he was such a pitching guru, and obviously catching is a big part of pitching. I learned a lot from Roger, but a teammate, Milt May, who was the left-handed part of our platoon behind the plate with the Giants early in my career, and he was a veteran at the time. He'd been around, caught for all those great Pirates teams, and was playing for the Giants at the end of his career, and he taught me an awful lot about the art of catching.
Props to Matt Sinatra as well. He was a catcher. Troy Hill, Giovanni Soto. That really helped Gio's throwing mechanics. Last year, after he struggled early in the season with his throwing from behind the plate. Pulled foul by Domet, scattering the bullpen. It hit somebody. And hit it fair. They're too cold to get up.
Yeah, they're all bundled up anyway. Couldn't have hurt too bad.
Base hit center field. Thankfully, Zambrano did not get his right hand on that line shot. He tries to do that a lot, which is very dangerous for a pitcher.
Domet really extended. Boy, he didn't miss it by much with that right hand. Just got past him on into center field, thankfully. I mentioned Domet coming into this game was 5 for 14 lifetime against Big Z. A walk, a double to drive in 2, and now a clean single up the middle of the field.
With a little bit of a Gary Sheffield and Ricky Weeks bat waggle. As he gets ready to hit. He's from Bradenton, Florida. Many baseball fans know that's where the Pirates train. Used to watch them at spring training when he was a kid. They get 1, but that's it. Not a good throw by Fontenot on the turn. The fielder's choice for Millage.
Tell you one thing, these Pirates aren't having a great year. But they played a game hard. That time Domet going in there, and I guarantee you Mike Fontenot, after the play in the first game today, was aware that those Pirates are going to come in there and try to break up 2 any way they can. Mike jumped clear of the sliding runner that time, avoided contact, but in doing so couldn't get much on the throw to first base.
Just to tell you about the difference between tonight and Friday, that was Carlos's 98th pitch tonight. That's how many he threw in 9 innings in San Francisco.
kind of outing that a pitcher has obviously is largely dependent on the kind of stuff he has on a given night, but also it depends on the opposition. How aggressive are they swinging? Are they chasing pitches out of the strike zone? Are they putting a lot of early pitches in play, and are they hitting those balls right at your defenders? And in that start against San Francisco, Big Z had it all going on, and the Giants were cooperating every way they could.
1-1 on the way. Moss bounces to Fontenot, and that's it. They get a single but no runs. We're halfway home in the nightcap. Cubs trail the Pirates 4-2. Pirates, they've gotten great starting pitching. In fact, they have not used a relief pitcher so far in this doubleheader.
Well, we anticipated they were going to need some relief in game 2 here. Jeff Karstens went 3 innings last time out, his first start in over 3 months. So I'm not sure how much more gas he has left in the tank, but I got to believe we're going to see some relievers as this evening wears on.
Little stumble by Brandon Moss, but he was able to get to that ball and catch the liner hit by Fontenot. We want to welcome those viewers who just watched the White Sox split a double dip in Cleveland. The Cubs trail game 2 of their split doubleheader tonight, 4-2 after dropping this afternoon's game 4-0. Coy Hill bounced into a 3-6-3 double play his first time up. Checked his swing and was able to hold. 1-0. Steven Jackson is up in the pen. Well, the Reds are finishing strong. They're not going to finish 500. They have 82 losses, but they're beating up on the Cardinals tonight 6-1. A Lance Nix grand slam off John Smoltz. Big blow in that one. Hill lines out. 2 down.
Bronson Arroyo surrendered only 4 base hits through the first 7+ innings of that game.
Cubs' first official Wrigley Field tour book is now on sale. The 96-page book offers a rich illustration of the history, evolution, and essence of Wrigley Field, complete with more than 150 photos and a souvenir postcard pack. The tour book makes a perfect collector's keepsake of the friendly confines. Tour books can be purchased for $15 As Zambrano flies out, you call 1-800-248-9467. That's a 7-pitch fifth for Karstens. He's trying to hang in there. He now qualifies for the win. 4-2 Pirates. On Comcast Sportsnet, hosts Dan Jiggets and Lou Canellas bring you all the latest news from Hallis Hall, including press conferences, player interviews, and reports from Sports Night's Kip Lewis. Don't miss Bears Blitz tomorrow at 4:30 right here on Comcast Sportsnet. When does Dan Jiggets sleep? He's on the station all the time, morning, afternoon, and night. Hardest working man in sports. Next to Gary Pressey, as I mentioned in game one during the 7th inning stretch. Delwyn Young. How about a 4-3 ground out? Have you counted up how many assists Mike Fontenot has tonight? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 since the second. Most guys would tell you they like to stay busy out there.
Yeah, on a cold night like this, you would much prefer to have a lot of balls hit your direction, so you keep moving, keep your arm loose, keep your legs loose.
Well, good news, Bob. Karstens is done.
All right.
Steve Pearce is going to bat for Karstens, who was pretty efficient, 61 pitches over his 5 innings, and he can get the win if their bullpen can make it hold up. Former Cub farmhand Donnie Veal is up in the Pirate pen. Zambrano's 2-2 is upstairs, full count.
You saw once again Zambrano motion with that low arm angle. Got underneath that slider, really flattened out, left it up and out of the zone.
He's walked 4. And here is Steve Pearce.
There's a good double play candidate. He takes a big, long swing, and we saw him score a run in game 1 and was limping as he came around third base and into home plate. Carlos can induce him to hit one of those ground balls right at Mike Fontenot. Could possibly see a double play here.
Zambrano told the Trib's Paul Sullivan the other day if next year goes the way this season has, he'll quit. He'll retire. I don't know if I believe him, but that's how he felt last week. It hasn't been a terrible year for him. It hasn't been Carlos Zambrano-like, but his ERA is under 4. Doesn't have nearly as many wins as he would like. He hasn't been completely healthy all year. The back, the hamstring. We've seen bouts of wildness and his emotions getting to him. But I think the number one thing the Cubs would like to see in the offseason is for him to work as hard as ever on his fitness, keeping his weight down, helping out his back. Berg the righty, Marshall the lefty.
I think that's important for any player as you start to get up in years. You know, those innings that Carlos has thrown, are going to start to take their toll. And the better physical condition you're in, the less stress and strain it puts on your throwing arm and your back and your legs. And a lot of times you don't even realize it. You know, you find yourself falling into some bad habits nutritionally and with your workouts, and body gets out of hand a little bit, and suddenly you can't get your arm up into the position you want to get it into. Your legs get tired quicker in a ball game, and I'll tell you, it's a scary proposition for National League hitters if Carlos Zambrano dedicates himself to getting into top shape and coming back next spring ready to show the National League what he's all about.
Behind the batter.
How did Coy Hill catch this ball?
He guessed right.
Well, I mean, you have to lose sight of it for a split second as that ball's on its way to home plate. How did it miss Pierce, but how did Coy Hill catch it?
He made it look easy. I didn't even think about that, but you were all over it. Yeah, how did he see it? He didn't. See if Vasquez is on the move on this 3-2. He is. And he'll have to go back. Big inning tonight, a 3-run third for the Buccos. Vasquez goes again. They will stay out of the double play. Terrio was able to get Pierce at first.
It's too bad the Pirates did start the runner, because that was going to be a tailor-made double play ball. Ryan Terrio realizes they don't have time to get Vasquez at second, so regroups and throws across the diamond in time to get Pierce.
McCutchen's been a handful tonight. A triple, a walk, an infield hit, 2 runs, and a stolen base. And a rainbow the other way. Reed Johnson camping underneath for the 3rd out. Bottom 6. Top of the order, Fulton, Terrio, and Lee against left-hander Donnie Beal. Catch Comcast Sportsnet Plus games all season long on CLTV, available on Comcast Digital Starter. Call Comcast today for Comcast Digital Starter to get access to Comcast Sportsnet Plus games. Call 1-800-4-BEST-TV. Here's left-hander Donnie Veal, formerly in the Cubs chain, a second-round pick in 2005, and he was taken in the Rule 5 draft last December by the Pirates.
Well, his first big league victory Friday night against the Dodgers. Went 2 innings, struck out 3 batters. A couple of stints on the DL this year, once for a finger injury and once for a strained groin.
And he's facing a former teammate at a couple of different stops, Sam Fuld. One and two. Recently turned 25. Born in Jackson, Mississippi, but he grew up in Arizona. He is a cousin of former Phoenix Suns guard Kevin Johnson, who was a politician and we think is or has been the mayor of Sacramento. Now he's run it full. There's a walk to start it. Yeah, Kevin Johnson, 55th mayor of Sacramento, California.
Hey fans, mark your calendars. Starting November 1st, fans can sign up for the 2010 Cubs Club, the official online fan club for die-hard Cub fans. Space is limited, but members' benefits could include a chance to purchase tickets before they go on sale to the public, attend a special private event on Wrigley Field, and use a VIP gate entrance into the park. For more information, visit Cubs.com.
Full thought about trying for second, but Doman pounced down it fairly quickly. Well, that would have been nice if Sam could have gotten a second, because then maybe Terrio could have bunted him to third. Don't have to get it all back. We're only in the 6th. Long look at Fuld. Now the pitch inside. Veal, the Cubs' 2006 minor league co-pitcher of the year, 11 wins at Peoria and Daytona, single A, 2.16 earned run average. Three and two. This might be it for Veal if he can't get Terrio. He's already walked the leadoff man, and they have a righty up in the pen with Derek Lee on deck. The pitch, it foul. Game 3 of 4 in this series. Cubs won last night. The Pirates won earlier today, and they lead 4-2. Full takes off this time, and a fly ball. Full able to see it as he's going to head back to first. Moss a catch in right. One away in the inning. One thing we have not seen in this series is a home run.
Ooh. Derek tried to oblige you right there. Got a fastball middle in and really let it go.
Play by Domet.
You know, Len, we talked about Derek fouling that ball off his left foot and going for x-rays before game 1 today. He doesn't appear to be wearing any kind of protective guard or anything on that left foot, left ankle, left shoe. Some guys just aren't comfortable wearing those things. They strap around your ankle or strap underneath the sole of your shoe. Give you some protection on an area that's previously been dinged.
Jeff Karstens with 5 solid innings, giving up just 2 runs. And it's up to the Pirates bullpen the rest of the way. Zambrano's gone 6 for the Cubs and has given up 4 runs. Ball 3, 3-1.
And right now, if you're a Cubs hitter going to the plate, if you do face Donnie Veal, it's look fastball. That's been the only pitch that he can throw for a strike so far. He's missed badly with that slider, throwing a lot of them down in the dirt in that right-handed batter's box. Veal has a good fastball, but if that's the only one you can throw for a strike, it makes it pretty easy for opposing hitters.
Ball 4, Hoffpauir coming up. Maybe. Maybe not. Jake Fox is going to hit for him.
One thing we know about Jake Fox, he likes to hit the fastball. If he's been paying any attention on that Cubs bench over there since Donnie Veal came into the game, he knows that there's a good chance he's going to get a fastball to hit here early in the sequence.
Brings out John Russell. He wants Steven Jackson. It's Alexa's call to the pen. 4-2 Pirates, but the Cubs are threatening with a tying runs on base. Get your team gear straight from the source. ShopTheCubs.com shop. Righty Steven Jackson with 2 on and only 1 out, facing pinch hitter Jake Fox. Pulled at second, Lee at first.
Jackson, another guy that's been on that shuttle. His 3rd stint with the Pirates this year.
As a sign from Domit, the kick and the 1-0 inside 2-0. Cubs have been patient this inning. Justin Bird now joined by Pirate John Graybo in the pen. A liner's caught.
Oh,
double play.
no.
Whoa. I thought Sam got back in, but he's called out by Bill Welke. And just like that, the inning's over. You be the judge as we go to break. Still 4-2.
Attempted double play.
Fox stays in the play left. And rookie righty Justin Berg, he's been impressive.
8 2/3 yet to give up a run.
Heard Lou talk in glowing terms about this young right-hander. Seven hits. But no runs, only 1 walk. That's the key. Well, you're going to be a short reliever at this level. You want to see guys throw strikes, and he has. Pretty effortless delivery. It's a little leg kick, and away we go. It's sinking fastball.
And it's such an abbreviated windup. I think hitters sometimes feel like he's kind of jumping at him from that stretch position. When it comes to his set position, it's a little reminiscent of Aaron Heilman, the way he has his glove with the pocket facing almost straight down right there as he sets And gets ready for the next pitch. Ooh.
Took off his head with that rocket. LaRoche happy to see anyone other than Carlos Zambrano. Our good friend Wayne Messmer will handle the 7th inning stretch duties. See, they found someone who could sing. Game 2. Jones hits a ground ball off the leg of Berg. Where is he going to go first? Low throw, but no problem for Lee, and that one really hurt. That stung Justin Berg. He's trying to walk it off.
It's tough to see initially where it hit him.
He's got a big target, very thick legs.
Got him on the side or the back of the right calf, just below the knee. Keeps his poise, gets the ball, throws low to Derek Lee, but they do get the out at first base.
That's going to be it. Lee's already looking out at the bullpen, and we'll see who he wants. Whoever comes in, and it's going to be John Grabo. He'll get as much time as he needs, although John might be ready anyway. Lexus call to the pen. We're in the 7th, 4-2 Pirates. Facing his former team. Cubs would like to bring him back. I think John likes it here. Should be a good match for 2010. Facing the Pirates now for the 5th time. He's not allowed an earned run against his former mates. Faces Ryan Dolmet with Andy LaRoche at second, 1 out. We're in the 7th, 4-2 Pirates. Way up in the air. No play for Coy Hill. The ball basically landed in the tunnel behind the on-deck circle, and there were about 20 fans who went flying down the stairs to try to get that foul ball.
Dolmet, a switch hitter, does most of his power hitting as a left-handed hitter. Only 1 home run as a righty. It's about 20 points higher for average as a right-handed hitter this season. This is a move most managers will make with runners in scoring position. Turn him around to the right side.
Base hit through the hole on the left side. LaRoche coming around. Fox's throw not cut off and late. Throw to second, also late. Bowman overslid the bag, but was able to get back in. 5-2, the run is charged to Bird. A huge game for Ryan Doman. 3 hits, 3 RBIs.
Well, he's always been a guy that has swung the bat well and done a lot of damage with runners in scoring position. Jake Fox playing deep, respecting the power of Ryan Doman. That made it an easy decision for Tony Beasley, the third base coach, to send the runner on home.
Swing and a miss by Millage. The Cubs were feeling pretty good. A couple of men on in the 6th inning. But then Michael Hoffpower lined into a double play, and the Pirates now adding on here in the 7th. Still 0-2 to Millage. Foul. Millage is hanging in there. So have that nose off before you know it. Outside.
How many parents have done that to their children when they're about that age, where you stick your thumb between your index finger and your middle finger and you say, "I got your nose"? She's doing it to Snoopy.
Was their thumb? Base hit to right, and they're going to hold Doman at third. You just ruined a lot of childhood memories.
Sorry. Come over there and get your nose.
Don't try it. Brandon Moss with 2 on. Jesse Chavez up in the Pirates' pen. Well, they did very little against Ryan Dempster last night. But a big first inning today against Ted Lilly in the opener. 4 runs in a 4-0 win. And they got 4 over 6 innings against Carlos Zambrano, adding on here in the 7th. Fox with a long run. Boy, the wind just pushed it right out of play.
And looked for a long time like Jake was going to have a play over there in front of the Cubs bullpen, but the wind just continued to take it further and further up into the stands.
Another foul, 1-2. Good block by Hill. Got out there quickly. Wave. Wave. Wave.
At what?
Where? Wave. Or just stare. That's okay.
When you're that cute, all you have to do is stare.
Yeah, that's right.
Hurry.
Throw goes to second. That's it. Fielder's choice for Moss. His second RBI tonight. 6-2.
Wasn't really hit hard enough to turn two. The reason I said hurry, we know who that runner was at first base. Lastings Millage, the guy that flipped Ryan Theriot in game one. Really the game-changing play in the first game today. And Mike Fontenot quickly getting out of the way. No chance to complete the double play.
Moss runs. Hill's throw. Not in time. First successful steal in 5 tries this season.
Boy, did everything he could. Unfortunately, his throw is just a little bit high. That base was stolen off of John Graybo. However, Moss just took off on first movement.
Two base hit. And they'll get another run. 7-2. We haven't seen John Graybo get knocked around like this very often. And tonight it's against his former team.
Getting a lot of pitches up. That one up above the belt. To Delwyn Young, he tomahawks it back up the middle of the field.
Now faces Ramon Vasquez. 3 in. 4 singles in the inning for the Pirates. Just go back to that that young kid who was not waving, even though being cajoled by the father. I know what that's like. I'm a parent, but it is funny sometimes when you know, at the Cubs convention or the Caravan, you see really young kids. They come up and ask for an autograph, and they have no idea who we are. But you know, their parents want the autograph. Another base hit. And Larry Rothschild's going to come out. Because we're suckers for young kids. I mean, it's, you know, we'll sign anything for a 4-year-old kid. If they come up like, I have no idea who you are, but my dad says, get an autograph. Sure. It's like the waving. Like the kid's like, what? What are you looking at? Wave the camera. I want to eat.
It's a camera.
I have a pretzel in my hand. I'm not waving at anything.
Art link letters that kids say the darndest things. I have your autograph, whoever you are.
I'm not old enough to write, but here, you scribble something. Robinson Diaz batting for Jackson. Been patiently waiting for Wayne Messmer's 7th inning stretch. Let's hope it happens soon. Graybo can get out of this inning. This should do it. Fontenot to Lee. Here comes Wayne Messmer.
Conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game is Chicago favorite Wayne Messmer.
All right, Cub fans, let's go. Let's make some music. Gary Pressey, let me hear ya. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old game. Let's get some runs.
Bottom of the 7th, Jesse Chavez is on for the Pittsburgh Pirates. They lead 7-2. As you get the numbers for Chavez, he's had a busy year. This is his 72nd appearance. And in his 25th season, associated with the Chicago Cubs, Wayne Messmer hitting every note.
Guy.
Not old.
That was fun, actually, to sing it. You know, I, of course, the pressure was on. I heard you this afternoon.
There was no pressure, believe me. Well, you did great. Now, what were you going to say?
It was fun. I don't know. It's fun. I can't even say every time I do this, it's fun to see what it sounds like when the organist and the singer are in the same key. You were right there today.
Well,
my wife even said when you hit the first note, take. She goes, "That a boy."
Well, that's how Harry always did. Take. You know.
Yeah.
And you got to go slow, and so you always set the standard.
Well, I don't know. How about that top of the 7th? I think my library card expired waiting to sing.
Yeah, it was a long wait. Speaking of Kathleen, you should bring her up and you should do the harmonized version of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. You do a wonderful job with God Bless America and the anthem together.
Thank you. We'll do that on Sunday.
It'll be the final game of the year as Moss makes a catch.
I'm thinking of playing on Friday. I'm singing, and I'm thinking of playing the accordion.
Really? Singing and playing the accordion?
No, I think just playing the accordion.
Really?
Yes, I'm an accomplished accordionist. A lot of people don't know that, and I just wonder what the reaction would be.
Only one way to find out.
Oh, there is only one way to find out.
Nice ruffled shirt.
Yeah.
Blow some bubbles up here. It'd be a regular Lawrence Welch show.
I'm telling you.
Well, with all due respect,
it would make Sports Center.
It would. With all due respect to your supposed accordion prowess, Wayne, I'd rather hear you sing because you get the crowd fired up better than anybody.
I'll save it when you guys have your music festival.
Oh, that would be great. The Lenabot Bash, yeah, you could play the accordion, do the national anthem, get everything started.
It's a fun for all. You know, people make fun of the accordion until you open the box and start squeezing that thing. Next thing you know, everybody's singing, smiling, and dancing. Usually drinking.
2 strikes to Reed Johnson, bottom of the 7th. It still has to be a huge thrill for you to sing the national anthem here at Wrigley Field. It is a thrill for us when we throw it down to the field.
It's a privilege, that's for sure. You know, I get to do it it is kind of amazing. 25 years here, and I was on the other side of town for 3 years before that. Had 13 wonderful years at the old Chicago Stadium with the Blackhawks, and now with the Chicago Wolves. Singing every game there, and sang the Bears opener. Yeah, gets me in a lot of places for free.
Yeah, exactly. And the Wolves start their season this weekend. Hockey is here.
Yeah.
And I guess, unfortunately, the weather feels like it.
It does.
It's a little cool tonight. That's all right. Johnson into center. McCutcheon is back and makes the catch. I think I know the answer. I've never experienced it. You're always right on key, but have you ever done an anthem where you just started and you just weren't in the right spot and you panicked or couldn't get back in? I mean, you're a pro. I've never heard you miss a note, but
no, never been able to actually have to bail out.
That's good.
I did swallow a fly. I think I've told you that story right out here.
You swallowed a fly.
Well, you're never sure if it's being televised. You know, you don't want to look like Groucho with your eyes flipping around. But I had this fly kind of orbiting my head, and it's quite a trip because I've got quite a bulb. But he's going around, and I'm looking at him, and as I'm singing, all of a sudden I take the one gasp for the breath. Boom, down he goes. You go, and you continue. Got protein for the.
Had you showered that morning? Was there a reason the fly was?
I don't know why that should be. I don't think it was a special day, so I probably didn't.
Speaking of showers, do you sing in the shower, Gary? We all sing in the shower.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah.
I like the way I sound in the shower.
I would be disappointed if I pulled up next to you at a stop sign and you were not singing in your car. I mean, Wayne, you should be singing pretty much all the time.
I love singing all the time. I could teach you guys some harmony. It would be beautiful.
And in terms of your warm-up, you know, you get up in the morning and you come out to Wrigley Field for a 120 game.
Mm-hmm.
How long does it take you to get your voice right where you want it?
Sometimes moments after I've left. Quite honestly, it's a tough tune to get up for. You know, it's a vocal demanding song, but I'll always sing every day. I'm vocalizing a little bit here and there, and I do a lot of the good old stuff too, the Sinatra and Dean Martin and all of that fun stuff.
2-2 to Fontenot, ground ball to second. All right, sing us some Sinatra going to break here, Wayne.
All of me, why not take all of me?
Wayne Messmer, the best. We'll be back.
Can't you see?
Carlos Zambrano, after one of the best performances of his career, a little off tonight. Gave up 3 runs in the third, 1 in the first. 4 runs in 6 innings. Big night tonight for Ryan Doman, as the Pirates lead 7-2. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. As Smilan Karida also opening some eyes as we look ahead to 2010. The 1-0 pitch to McCutchen catches the outside corner. 1-1.
I'll tell you one thing that really catches your eye about Caridad: in 16 1/3 innings pitched so far this season, 16 strikeouts, which is impressive, but only 2 base on balls. He's throwing strikes.
And he has good stuff. You combine the two and he should have success. And he has. Pounded on the ground, foul. Mentioned this earlier today. The Indians have fired Eric Wedge, and that is effective at the end of the season. Mark Shapiro, their GM, has called this a, quote, reloading period, and that includes now the manager and the coaching staff. So the Indians will have to pay Wedge next season. He'll get $1.3 million to not work. And it's been a stressful year for Eric Wedge. Swing and a miss, strike 3. I know you laugh about getting fat after your final days in Arizona, but was it good for you to get away from the game at all? Even though I know you didn't want to get fired, but before you came here to Chicago, to just kind of sit back and not think about baseball for a while? I mean, these lifers, Bob, you go 2, 3, 4 decades and you never get away from it. Does it recharge your batteries?
Well, a little bit. I mean, just getting away from the daily grind. You never really get away from the game. You know, it's such a big part of your life that you're always interested. You always follow guys that you know or some of your favorites around the game. But it was unusual to have off time in the summer. You know, since I was a little kid, and for all these guys on the field, ever since they were small, playing in Little League, your summers are spent playing baseball. The 4th of July, you're playing baseball. That's what you do in the summertime. And your off time, you know, starts in October and runs through spring training. So to have time off in the summer just felt odd. I wasn't quite sure what to do with myself for the first week or so, so I ate.
A lot of homemade ice cream.
Homemade ice cream every night.
But you think about not just Eric Wedge, but any manager in a situation where you're let go before your contract expires. In the case of Wedge, he's going to finish this season. LaRoche grounds out. And the question is, okay, do you take the $1.3 million and go enjoy your life in 2010, or do you try to get right back on that carousel, maybe as a coach or potentially as a manager next season? We'll see. Only he can answer that question. Everybody's different. Lou Piniella did a little broadcasting work after managing in Tampa Bay, and after being away for a year, decided he wanted to come back, and he returned with the Cubs. Terrio out, fold in. It's full to make the catch. Jones retired, and Caridad with a 1-2-3-8. Cubs trail 7-2 late. Comcast Sportsnet. We'll have tomorrow night's series finale and then the season finale against Arizona. Right-hander Virgil Vasquez will start the 8th. He's the 5th Pirate hurler tonight. Coy Hill and then Bobby Scales to bat for Caridad. Strike one. That's just wrong.
Yes, that's wrong on so many different levels. We saw as Vasquez came into the ball game. He's a guy that gives up his share of hits. A .325 opponent's batting average, 55 hits in just over 41 innings pitched. Get those bats going.
Closer Marmol is going to get the 9th either way. Pulled down the right field line, but out of play. Kid's been asking around, where's my cake? It's on your head.
I'll tell you, Len, the Pirates, we've talked about the way they bunch their outfielders. Look how shallow they're playing in center and left field for Coy Hill. And the wind continues to blow, but not nearly as hard as it was earlier in the ball game.
You need outfielders in that pitch.
Nope.
Swing and a miss. On May 3rd, the Cubs retired the number 31 in honor of two of the greatest pitchers to ever wear a Cubs uniform. Hall of Famer Fergie Jenkins and future Hall of Famer Greg Maddux. For a limited time only, Cubs fans can purchase their very own commemorative painting of Jenkins and Maddux. Each painting is signed by the artist and individually numbered. Order yours today at Cubs.com. I am 99% sure Fergie got his without having to pay for it. We had fun last night with Fergie. He forgot his jacket. I guess the one he had wasn't warm enough, so he bought one that had a 1969 Cubs logo on it, and he had to pay for it. We were kind of joking about that, but he did get a discount. The Hall of Fame discount. Two and one on pinch hitter Bobby Scales. This has been an area in which he has flourished this season, which could help him going into next year.
To say the least, 7 for 12 as a pinch hitter this year with a couple of home runs and 5 driven in.
Boy, small sample size, but you like that he's a switch hitter. Has no problem coming off the bench late, giving you a good solid at bat. He's versatile defensively. Foul tip, strike three. Vasquez blowing away Hill and now Scales. Speaking of the managerial carousel, I see Bobby Valentine's coming back to the States. He's going to do a little broadcasting work. Very successful stint as a manager in Japan. Picked up by Young. He throws out Fold, and that's a very quick 1, 2, 3, 8. Off to the 9th. Marmol coming on, unfortunately not for a save chance. 7-2 Pirates. Todd Hollinsworth, and check in on Lou Pinella's post-game remarks. Don't miss Lowe's Cubs post-game live immediately following the game right here on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. A tough day for the Cubs, who had been playing excellent ball. The Pirates, they've had a strange run here as you see the numbers of Carlos Marmol. If the Pirates hold on tonight, it'll be 5 out of 7 that they've won after a 3-23 stretch. That was the worst such streak of baseball over a 26-game period in Pirates history, going back to 1890. And they went almost a month with only 3 wins, but they've gotten it together. They beat the Dodgers 3 out of 4 and trying to make it a doubleheader sweep to take a 2-1 lead in this series against the Cubs. Guy with no shirt trying to make a play. Diving over 2 rows of seats. He got the ball. Oh my.
Oh, brother.
That's crushed deep to right. Reed Johnson on the warning track, and what a night for Ryan Doumit. 4 RBIs, 4 for 4, a triple shy of the cycle, and it's 8-2. That's a first homer of the series for either team. And for Carlos Marmol, it's only the 2nd homer he's allowed all season long. 2 homers in 72 innings. Ball 1 to Millage.
Boy, and on a night where the wind has been consistently blowing in, that was a no-doubter. Ball was crushed.
Slider inside, 2-0. This is a little bit of a new experience for Carlos Marmol. Now he's coming into the 9th. Adrenaline really pumping. He's been a perfect 11 for 11 since grabbing the closer role back in mid-August. Well, tonight he comes in, Cubs are down 5. He's just trying to get some work. I think now he realizes what it's like for a closer to pitch in a non-pressure spot. It's not easy. Out here you just say, I want to throw some strikes, and then a guy hits one 380 feet, and you go, well, better get it together. The BMW ultimate drive of the game was Doumit blast we just witnessed.
What a night he has had. I mean, everything he's hit has been right on the button.
5th career 4-hit game and his 3rd career 4 RBI game. It's almost tied into something you talked about earlier, and that is the guy's fastest time to first base. A little bobble by Marmol, but they still turn it. Good pick by Derek Lee. A 1-6-3 double play. And you said the best time from home to first is that ground ball in the hole at short. And I think the best innings overall you see from a closer are in a 1-run game when the pressure is the greatest.
When they're asked to come in and do the hardest thing it is for a closer to do, come in and get 3 outs with a 1-run lead, a lot of times against the middle of the other team's order, that's when they're usually at their best.
You know, and I think some wonder, well, why does it take that motivator to be at your best? Well, I think it's human instinct. Hopefully nobody's been in a situation where their life is on the line but when it is, people often talk about being in a zone where you have to do everything you can to get out of it or to help somebody. And adrenaline can do interesting things. Now you want to control that adrenaline, certainly when you're pitching in a big spot. But some of the greatest closers in baseball history, they don't like pitching with a 5-run deficit or lead.
Yeah, to the point where a lot of managers just won't pitch their closers. I mean, you have to get them some work somewhere, but rather than bring them into a blowout ball game where you don't think you're going to get their best effort on a given night, have them throw a side session later on after the ball game's over. I remember seeing Trevor Hoffman do that a few times in San Diego after the Padres had lost a ball game by a wide margin. He needed to get some work in, needed to throw, so as the teams were walking off the field, Trevor Hoffman would throw a side session in the bullpen before going home.
Well, it's like, do you play Hell's Bells over the PA when you're down 13-1? I don't think so. Ball 4, 2 walks in the inning. So Young aboard. It's Ramon Vasquez. One and 0. Something you don't normally see. Carlos Marmol giving up a home run. That's why he's been so effective this season. It has allowed him to occasionally have a 2 or 3 walk inning and get out of it without any damage. 2-1.
Well, looking ahead to next season, barring some unforeseen trade, Carlos Marmol's going to be the closer for the Cubs next year. And you hope that, knowing going into the offseason that he's going to be the man next year, his preparation will lead him to throw more strikes next season. We've talked at length about his ability to miss bats, how he rarely gives up home runs, but I tell you, when your closer comes in and out of that bullpen and starts walking guys and hitting guys, it's going to get interesting.
Vasquez went around. That's a strikeout. A leadoff homer by Domet, and the Pirates lead by 6 going to the bottom of the 9th. Snoopy keeping everybody warm tonight. As Virgil Vasquez was so good in the 8th, John Russell's going to let him try to finish it with the closer Matt Capps up just in case. The Lead is 6. Oh, 1 to Terrio is dunked foul into the grandstand down the right field line. Right back to the pitcher. 1 away. The producer of Cubs baseball here on Comcast Sportsnet is Bob Albrecht. Our director is Dave Turner. Our associate producer, Tamara Anderson, back from her high school reunion. Our stage manager, Christine Charbonneau. Our technical director, Joe Vinci. Our tech manager, Mark Harper. And the senior executive producer, Jim Corno Jr. Tamara, 20th reunion. See, we miss all of our high school reunions during the season. Have you ever been back?
Nope.
You ever want to go back?
Oh, yeah, I got a lot of friends I'd like to see again at some point, but unfortunately the reunion is always in the summertime.
Well, maybe they could bring the reunion to you one of these years from Ohio. Maybe we'll be in Cincinnati or something. You know? Come on down. Two and two. I'd like to see some of your old report cards.
Yeah.
A lot of vowels, right?
Just remember, you know, in the space for remarks, a lot of times doesn't always apply himself. Take your pick of the subject. Didn't make any difference other than phys ed.
Well, you were consistent. Oh, that ate up LaRoche. Hit him right in the chest. That'll be a hit for Lee.
That last bad hop climbs up and hits him near the left collarbone. Well, LaRoche took a quick look because he knows Derek Lee hasn't been running well since fouling that ball off his foot last night, but it gets far enough away that Derek's able to leg it out for an infield hit.
Well, I have to say, partner, you've made a pretty good life for yourself, considering you didn't always apply yourself when you were a teenager.
Well, who does when you're a teenager? I mean, other than the people that end up running the world.
One and one to Jake Fox. Did you apply yourself in college in the classroom?
Eventually.
You got it together when needed. 1 and 2.
The rest of it's all just window dressing. You just have to come through when you need it the most. That's right.
Big RBI knock in the bottom of the 9th. I passed. Jones in foul territory.
My big problem in college was identity. I'd show up for the midterm and the final, and the professor wouldn't believe I was in the class.
Mr. Friendly, you haven't been here all year.
Oh, attendance was mandatory? Picky.
You know, I'm guessing your academic career was a lot like the 4-error inning game, right? You had maybe a 4-error inning somewhere during the school year, but then you hit the walk-off home run. Kind of summed it up.
In some of the classes.
Toward the hole and through past a diving Young. The Cubs are still alive. Reed Johnson coming up.
long as we're talking about college careers, I'll tell you the class that really turned my college career around. I enjoyed it so much. It was an urban politics class, talking about the Daily Machine in Chicago. That was really fascinating. That was the first time that anything really got my interest and kind of got me on the right track.
So are you going to run for mayor at some point? Or?
No.
But just interested in following.
Yeah.
I'd vote for you. Mayor of whatever city you'd run for. Two on, two down. We're in the ninth. Cubs are trying to avoid a sweep at the hands of the last place Pirates. I think we're probably one batter away from seeing Matt Capps. Vasquez does not get Johnson. He's probably done. 2-0.
Well, not fair to ask you this with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth, but did you ever get a B?
Yes. I think in physics in college. Wasn't real good at physics. Chemistry out of some sort of science class, yes.
I would bet that you were the kind of guy that I used to try to sit close to come test day.
And I would look over and then hide my paper. A bouncer to third. LaRose with a much easier play this time, and he gets Baker at second, and the Pirates engineer the sweep. So the best the Cubs can hope for in this series is a 2-2 split. Vasquez gets a final 2 innings done as Jeff Karstens beats Carlos